Shall we start? So I have a bunch of questions I've noted down. Okay, so some of you have asked some questions, so I'll just start. Okay, first is what's your age? Okay, so my age is 24. Why did you choose to be a dietitian? Okay, so I always wanted to go in the medical field, but due to because I have fear of needles, so I was very scared of needles at that time, and then that is the reason I didn't go for MBBS. But then dietitian was something I wanted to do, and I felt like that is the correct field that I should go for, and that is the reason I have went ahead and choose dietitian as my field. Okay, and which types of population do you have experience working with? Okay, so basically as a clinical dietitian we work with every age groups, but my specialty lies in adolescent adults and older adults, like elderly. So yeah, so there are basically pediatric nutritionists as well, but my specialty is basically in the adults. Why? Okay. Why did you choose clinical as your specialty? Okay, good question. So, why did I choose clinical? So, there are so many fields in the nutrition industry. You can go for food industries or something like that, or you can just become a sports nutritionist. So you can choose whatever you want to be, but I chose clinical because I really wanted to help others. I really like to help people. I like to work with them. I like to know their behaviors, their disease condition. I like to work with disease condition. So that's the reason I chose to be a clinical dietitian instead of any other profession. Okay. What is the actual meaning of your brand? Oh, that's a very good question. What is the actual meaning of my brand? So I have started my brand during Feb 21. The literal meaning is that the flourishing Nutriland is that the growing land of nutrition, basically. But yeah, so I have written in my website also that this is a land of nutrition where whatever habits you will cultivate today, that will give you a shadow of relief and happiness in the future. So we generally treat the person holistically, so we not only see the disease condition, but we also see the person. So that's what I have learned as a holistic coach. So that is an additional advantage of being a holistic coach rather than just being a clinical dietitian, because clinical dietitian we just look at the disease and we treat the disease, but here I am more into treating the person rather than just treating the disease or dealing with the disease condition. So whatever the people behave or whatever their behaviors are, we look into that also. So there are total 7 areas of life which we deal with. So you can just check out the website for more information. Okay, do you only provide diet plans? Okay, so being a dietitian, everybody thinks that we only provide diet plan, but it is not true at all. We deal with the person, so we counsel them psychologically, emotionally. Okay, and there is more than just a diet. It is beyond everything, basically. So it is beyond diet and lifestyle, because diet and lifestyle are very common. So it is the connection that we have with our clients. It is beyond that. So it's not just giving a diet plan, but it is also assuring that somebody is there, as a coach, that is somebody is there to help you, to guide you, to be with you throughout your journey. Okay. Have you ever had a client who was difficult to work with? Okay, so we all have difficulties with the clients if the person is not genuine, or if the person is not ready or do something about their health. the health is not priority for them. So basically I have a rule that I choose only genuine people who are interested, and I don't give standalone consultation. That is what I do, because standalone consultation doesn't give you that much of, because we know that diet and lifestyle needs time to, get habituated with. And if you just hear for standalone consultation, one consultation ho gaya and that's it, nothing more, then we don't take that as a client. We generally see that they are seeking help, they need help, and their health is their priority. So we only take those as our clients. So even if they are difficult to deal with, everybody is difficult to deal with, because everyone has unique genes, everyone has unique behaviors, and we all are different in our way. So difficulties needs to be corrected, and we should assure them that we are there to help you. So nothing goes wrong as such. Okay. Okay, those who give nutritional advice or free diet plans on Instagram or YouTube, can we trust them? Okay, big question. So see, if you have to only think about one thing, that whosoever is qualified in a nutrition field. So like I have a 5 years of education in nutrition field. Okay, so whosoever is qualified basically in nutrition field, they don't give free diet plans, because they know that the approach should be individualized. Okay, there should not be something like, okay, you can use this diet and you can have weight loss, you can use this for PCOS, you can use this for diabetes. So there is nothing as such. You have to be very careful when it comes to the disease condition, when it comes to the person's health. So if you are if you don't want to risk your life, then I would say that don't fall for these kind of quacks. In nutrition we call them as a nutrition quack, because they don't really have the knowledge, but whatever suits them, they just try to portray that as, you can use this as a fat loss diet or weight loss diet and everything. So I feel that we should not rely on these people. Okay, you should definitely go to a qualified nutritionist, and if you have any problem, you can just tell her. Okay, who is better in terms of nutritionist or a dietitian? Okay, so it is very it is there on YouTube, it is there on every platform, that who is better, nutritionist or dietitian. So basically, to be called as a nutritionist, you don't have to do a lot of things. Okay, so if you have done just a 3-month 2-month course on nutrition, or if you are a gym trainer and you have done a nutrition course, or if you have just read a book and you can call yourself as a nutritionist. But for a dietitian, it is very important to go through the process to achieve a lot of educational and professional ethics, to have those ethics first of all, and to have so much of knowledge on education. So you should have a BSc or MSc degree to be a dietitian. You can't just go there and be like, I'm a dietitian. You can't say like that. But for a nutritionist, you can definitely say like that. And that is the reason people are just coming up with so many courses in nutrition, and they think that doing a 2 months or 3 months course in nutrition, they can achieve everything and they can just see the people and have clients. But it is not true. You really need a lot of scientific research for being a dietitian. Okay, is sugar so the last question, is sugar bad for me? Okay, good. So if you think that anything is bad and anything is good, you should not have judgments about anything good or anything bad. Sugar or any other food products that you're eating on a daily basis, or if you just want to have sweets or whatever you want to have. For example, I'll give you a story behind this also.
So first, like before, right now we are all educated with nutrition GAN that we have been receiving through the internet. But for those people, I just want to tell you one thing, that whenever there was a festival or occasion that was, something very special.
We used to have those mithais at our home, right? And we used to give each other the mithai because it's a sign of happiness. We are, distributing sweets, right? So we used to only think positive when we used to have that, right? We don't used to think, oh, is it calorie rich? Is it fat rich? Is it sugar rich? I don't know. We don't used to ever think about that, right? We just used to enjoy our sweets. So that is what is missing in today's generation. We are just started having a lot of educational details from other sources like influencers and YouTubers and whatnot, and that is the reason we think that this is bad, this is good, this is unhealthy, this is healthy. But actually the food is the food, okay? It is nothing bad or anything good. It's your habit that is going to make it good or bad for yourself. So for example, if you're consuming a half teaspoon of sugar or 1 teaspoon of sugar a day, it's not going to harm you. But if you're consuming it 10 to 15 teaspoon a day, definitely you will be diabetic, so you have to be conscious about what you eat and what you so portion size matters here the most. But don't see the food as good or bad. This is restrictive, this is bad, I can't eat it. Even if you eat it, you will not get it will not get digested and assimilated and absorbed in your system, because you have had it with the negative emotions. So don't ever do that. Sugar is not at all bad if you have it half a teaspoon. If you are not a diabetic, for a normal people I'm talking about. So if you are just a teenager, or you don't have any disease, sugar you can have it half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon per day. But if you are having it 10 to 20 teaspoon a day in milk, in tea, in whatever you are consuming, and plus you are using different form of sugars like ketchups, tetra packs, soda, aerated drinks, so these are the things which you should avoid, okay? So I feel we have just covered all the questions. Thank you for your precious time, and we'll have more such live sessions coming up. And there is a special announcement that I have to make. So we are starting our own YouTube channel. Yes, you heard it right. We are starting our YouTube channel, and this will be the first video that will be there on our channel. And after that, we will be making so many videos related to health, nutrition, diet, lifestyle and fashion. So if you are interested, I have given you the link in the description, in the bio, so you can just click on that YouTube channel and you can just subscribe right away, okay? And if you are interested in such live session, please comment down. Thank you so much for your precious time. Okay, bye.